Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Imagine standing here, thousands of years ago, where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers weave through the land like lifeblood. This is Mesopotamia, a name that means the land between two rivers. It was here, in this fertile crescent, that humanity first dared to dream of something greater. The first cities, the first laws, the first stories, all born here, in this cradle of civilization. But this land is more than just a place on a map. It's a testament to human ingenuity, to the unyielding spirit of people who looked at a harsh, unpredictable world and said, "We will thrive." Yet, like all great stories, this one is not without its shadows. For every triumph, there was tragedy. For every rise, there was a fall. This is the story of Mesopotamia, a story of beginnings, of greatness, and of lessons that echo through time. Mesopotamia was not just a single kingdom or empire. It was a melting pot of cultures, a stage where civilizations rose and fell like actors in an ancient play. The Sumerians, the Akkadians, the Babylonians, and the Assyrians each left their mark on this land. Picture this: farmers working under the blazing sun, their hands calloused from digging irrigation channels to tame the unpredictable rivers. These were the first engineers, the first planners, the ones who turned a wild landscape into a breadbasket for the ancient world. But this land was not just about survival, it was about ambition. The people of Mesopotamia didn't just want to live, they wanted to build, to create, to leave a legacy. And oh, what a legacy they left. Can you imagine the moment when a human first pressed a stylus into wet clay and created something that would outlast them? This was the birth of writing, cuneiform. It began as simple marks, records of grain and livestock, but it grew into something extraordinary. These clay tablets are more than just ancient records. They are windows into the minds of people who lived thousands of years ago. They wrote of love and loss, of gods and kings, of the very first epic tale, the story of Gilgamesh, a man who sought immortality but found something far greater, the meaning of life itself. Writing was their gift to us, a way to speak across time, to say we were here, we mattered. Rising from the flat plains of Mesopotamia were the Ziggurats, towering temples that reached for the heavens. These were not just places of worship, they were symbols of human ambition, of our desire to connect with something greater than ourselves. Imagine the awe of a farmer looking up at these colossal structures, knowing that they were built by human hands. The Ziggurat of Ur, for example, was a marvel of engineering, a testament to the power of faith and community. But these temples were also reminders of the fragility of life. The gods were capricious, the rivers unpredictable, and the people lived in constant fear of divine wrath. Yet they built, they prayed, they hoped, and in doing so, they left behind a legacy that still inspires us today. Mesopotamia was a land of plenty, and where there is plenty, there is also greed. Empires rose and fell like the tides of the rivers. Sargon of Akkad created the world's first empire, uniting the city-states under his rule. Hammurabi of Babylon gave us one of the earliest legal codes, a set of laws that sought to bring order to a chaotic world. But with power came conflict. The Assyrians, with their brutal armies, conquered vast territories only to fall to the Babylonians. And Babylon itself, the jewel of Mesopotamia, was eventually conquered by the Persians. This was the paradox of Mesopotamia, a land of incredible innovation and creativity, but also of endless war and destruction. It reminds us that even the greatest civilizations are not immune to the flaws of human nature. Today, the ruins of Mesopotamia stand as silent witnesses to a once great civilization. The Ziggurats are crumbling, the cities buried under layers of sand and time. But if you listen closely, you can still hear the echoes of the past. The sound of a scribe's stylus on clay, the prayers of priests echoing through temple halls, the cries of soldiers on the battlefield. These are the sounds of a civilization that shaped the world, yet could not escape its own fate. Mesopotamia teaches us that nothing lasts forever. Empires rise and fall, cities flourish and fade, but the human spirit endures, and in that endurance, there is hope. Today, the land between the Tigris and Euphrates is still alive. Children play near ancient ruins, farmers work the same land as their ancestors, and archaeologists uncover the secrets of the past. Mesopotamia's legacy is not just in the artifacts we find or the stories we tell, it's in the way we live our lives. Every time we measure an hour, write a letter, or follow a law, we are standing on the shoulders of those who came before us. This is the gift of Mesopotamia, a reminder that even the smallest innovations can change the world, and that the human desire to create, to explore, and to dream is eternal. As the sun sets over the Tigris and Euphrates, we are reminded that the story of Mesopotamia is not just a story of the past. It is a story of us, of our triumphs and failures, our dreams and fears, our endless quest to build something that will outlast us. Mesopotamia may be gone, but its spirit lives on. In the rivers that still flow, in the stories we still tell, and in the lessons we still learn. This is the cradle of civilization, a place where it all began and where it all continues. Please share and subscribe our channel for similar content.